So, howdy do, buckaroo. So, for no other reason than we're both still up and drinking on a Friday night and have nothing better to do, I, I am once again joined by Todd Wren from Indiana. Todd, tell us how you do and what you're drinking tonight.
Well, as you said, it's a Friday night, winding down the work week. So why not drink beer, right?
Why not?
I
Don't be
am
a why
drinking.
guy, be a why not guy. Yeah, don't find reasons not to do something. Just do it, by golly.
I am drinking a Beer Camp Across America collaboration beer that I picked up for a cheap price. This one is the West Latitude Session Rye. It's an ale brewed with hibiscus. It says.
Hibiscus. A lot of breweries are starting to do hibiscus brews.
I've not tried this one yet, so this is a new one.
So I just poured exactly one shot of that Irish whiskey we talked about in the last video. I had some neat. This time I grabbed a glass, I put an ice cube in there, so I'm going to have a shot on the rocks. I'm going to let that sit for a minute, but I still have some of this Bermuda style Three Blind Mice Imperial Brown. So I'm going to finish it up using my mother's glass. Here we go. So I'll pour the last of that. Oh, yeah. That poured nice. Look at that. Got a nice little
Perfect.
hit going on.
That's the only problem with
So
bombers.
in the last video, you were drinking a Goza. So tell us about what you're drinking now.
Like I said, this one is a beer camp from across America, the Sierra Nevada beer pack. I picked up going on probably 2 months ago now, so still working my way through those. I don't drink them all that often, but this is the first of the three. I think there's, I can't remember if it was four out of the pack, and you got three of each, or three out of the. I think there might have been shit. I can't remember now. Anyway, this is the first of the one. This is the first of it I've drank. So first time trying this one, and this is a West Latitude Session Rye, ale brewed with hibiscus, and
Session rye with hibiscus. Okay, I guess I missed that explanation. All right.
it says from the bottle, West Latitude combines our California left coast love of fruity hops with a touch of Hawaiian aloha from the addition of hibiscus flowers, all anchored by robust malts and spicy rye. The session beer is light in body, but looms large like the long shadows of a westward setting sun. And this one is a collaboration with Bear Republic Brewing, Faction Brewing Company, Mad River Brewing Company, Magnolia Brewing Company, and Maui Brewing Company.
There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen there, isn't there?
Yeah, and the difference between this one and the one they did a couple years ago is there's fewer beers in the box, and there's more breweries collaborating with each beer.
Yeah, that pack I could still buy at a store here in town, but they want $32 for it, and I just ain't doing it. I'm not paying $32 for a 12 pack of anything. I mean, unless I open that box and the most beautiful woman in the world jumps out and gives me a blowjob, I'm not paying $32 for it.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't have either. I happened to catch this one for the wrong price of $13.99 for the 12 pack. So
If I'm paying $32 for 12 beers, there damn sure better be a happy ending in my future. That's all I'm
that's
saying.
what I was getting ready to say. It should be a reach around or something at least.
Yeah, I mean, so, yeah, something. I'm popping a nutty somewhere for 32 fucking bucks. I'm telling you that right now. That's
You're leaving with
crazy
a
though.
smile on your
But
face.
I've talked to a lot of folks that paid that gladly. I've even seen folks that bragged about how much they paid for it. I've seen folks pay as much as $35 for that thing. I mean, it's ridiculous to brag about paying a whole lot of money.
Well, yeah, I mean, at with 12 beers, I mean, you're paying over, at that price, it's more than $2 a beer
Yeah,
for
that's
the.
nuts, man. I ain't doing it. Well, here's the thing. If, if the thing is, if it was worth it, I mean, what I mean by that is, if those beers were really head and shoulders above all other beers you can buy, but I don't think they are. I think, I see a lot of $14, $15 six packs in my market. I also see a lot of $9 and $10 six packs. And I've tried both, and I got to be honest with you. If we're talking just about quality and not taste preference, those $9 and $10 six packs are every bit as quality craft beer as those $14, $15 six packs.
Well, sure, and the $14, $15 six packs are going on name alone.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of them are getting because you have a lot of certain craft beer geeks that like to brag about how much they spend, as like it's a badge of honor.
But and the main one that comes to mind is Ballast Point.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Ballast Point. Ballast Point's doing some damn fine beers. I'm not going to take that away from them. However, I can.
I'm
Sculpin
proud
is a
of them.
fine IPA, it really is, but it runs $15 in my neck of the woods. I have several IPAs I can buy that for my money are of equal quality that I can get for $9 or $10 or $11 a six pack. I will buy those beers every time.
Right. Yeah, they're yeah, in my opinion, they're not worth what they're. And I would agree with you. They are, Ballast Point is good, but I'm with you. I'd rather, there's many more breweries out there making the same quality of beer for less than $10 a six pack or a four pack even.
Well, in my particular market right now, I'm going to give actual brand names right now. In my particular market, I can get White River Gravel Bar IPA. I can get Springfield Brewing Company Green Ghost IPA. I can get Mother's Little Helper. I can get any of those three IPAs for anywhere between $8 to $10 a six pack. So, and all of the now you might argue I like the taste of the Sculpin better, but if we're talking just quality, those three IPAs I just mentioned for a whole lot less money are of equal quality. And for me, I prefer the taste. But if you prefer the taste of Sculpin, more power to you. But you can't say that Sculpin is a more quality beer than the three I mentioned because it's not.
Right. Yeah, and they're going on name alone. One, I think because it was such a one of those look what I got kind of beers before they went nationwide. I'm assuming nationwide anyway, before they got bought out anyway. Let's say.
A lot of folks like to ignore that fact, though, don't they? That they're no longer privately owned, and that's kind of one of those beer geek secrets, right? Hey, don't tell anybody. Don't anybody know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's
Anything that's owned by a major corporation, beer geeks will jump up and get all sorts of pissed about, unless it's a brand they really like. They'll say, "Okay, no, no, for that one, it's okay."
well, that's the funny thing with like Goose Island. People will knock Goose Island all day long, but yet the same people that are knocking them will stand in line on Black Friday to get Bourbon County.
Yes, you're exactly right. And I'm proud to say I'm one of those folks that don't. I've been very vocal for several years that I'm one of those that don't do that. I have not been a hypocrite. I have stood that line, and I've been knocked by those Goose Island folks for that. But but some people just want to walk that line, man.
Yeah. Now I did it last year, but I don't think I'm going to do it again.
I didn't stand in line last year, but I had a friend. Well, not. Well, I had a friend that owns a liquor store save one for me, so I paid for it. Uh, I drank the beer. I hated it. I did a review on it. I got panned by Goose Island fans telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about, that I was wrong, blah 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 blah. And then it's come out that certain Goose Island Bourbon County staffs were infected and didn't taste right. So I am getting a certain amount of satisfaction right now. But those particular people that jumped my case aren't apologizing to me. They're
Right.
acting like it never happened. No, we don't know what we're talking about, Tom. I don't know. Hey, man, use candy asses. I stood the ground. I stood my ground. I said this beer was overrated. It was cloying. It was overly sweet. There was something wrong with it. It wasn't right. And then now they're telling me, oh, no, no, hey, Tom, I didn't get on you for that. Yeah, you did, you lying little bastards.
And the truth comes out.
But there are certain folks that will just defend AB InBev and everything they own right to the end for no other reason. I don't even know why they do it. I mean, I know of a couple folks that do it just because they're going to get free beer in the end. But other than that, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't, me either.
I will not sell my soul for free beer. I will sell my soul for free pussy, but that's a whole argument altogether. I mean, that's something else, man.
Got to draw the line somewhere,
That's a
right?
separate argument altogether. Anyway, yeah. If I could sell myself to the devil to get my wife to put out every night, yes, I would do that. But I am not. I will not sell my soul for free beer. By golly, I have my standards.
That's right. As long as you know where the line is, that's all that matters.
That's right. I'm not talking about any free pussy. I only want that one. But if we could make a deal and make her put out every night, I would hop on that. I mean, I would. I start heating up the pen right now. But have we jumped the shark yet? Yes, you have, Tom.
Long time ago.
So anyway, I gave some notes on this whiskey, neat, and I gotta tell you, having it on the rocks, it is slightly different. Um,
What's the proof on that?
it's 80 even. I mean, it's 80 proof.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for some Irish whiskeys.
It's very. This thing is great. On the nose, as it colder, I'm noticing the oak more prevalent than I was with it neat. But I was getting the honey and the sweetness more prevalent with it neat than I am with it on the rocks. I'm not feeling it as sweet now, but I am feeling the oak a little more. I'm not feeling the spicy notes as much on the rocks as I did neat. It just shows how everything changes. Once you add cold, once you add ice, and that ice melts, and you have that meltage, the tastes are going to change.
Any preference as neat versus rocks with the Irish whiskey?
Yes, the truth is, it is more flavorful neat, and that's not unusual. It's going to be more flavorful neat. However, it is more refreshing on the rocks. So it depends. I mean, it's like 100 degrees still here. I mean, my balls are. I still have sweat dripping from my balls, even though I'm inside. It's very hot right now. So even though the whiskey is more flavorful, neat, I do feel it more refreshing on a little bit of ice because cold feels refreshing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that makes
That
sense.
makes sense to anybody.
It does to me if that matters. And
Yeah,
maybe the
it
one or
does a
two
little bit,
viewers
but
that are watching.
hell, you may be as screwed up as I am.
Don't tell anybody. And maybe the one viewer if he's tuning in again. Who knows?
Hey, buddy, if you're still out there, we dig you. I'm not going to talk bad about you this time. That was my fault. That was my bad. I won't do it again. I thought I was being, but you didn't get it. There we go. So, anyways, any other notes you'd like to add about the current beer you've got, Todd?
Yeah, definitely get the spiciness of the rye for sure. It's definitely the main tasty note you can taste in this one for
So as
sure.
that's warmed up there for you, are you noticing any changes in it? We talked about my whiskey, but how about your beer?
No, it's actually kind of stayed the same so far. It's not warmed up a ton. I pulled it straight from the fridge, but the rye notes in it for sure are the most prevalent that I can taste in it right now. Definitely get the spiciness out of that.
You know, I've got to tell you, as far as this Bermuda style Imperial Three Blind Mice, the more it warms up, and I'm at the last of it right now, the lime becomes more prevalent the longer I've let it sit.
Huh. Interesting. That is the one good thing, I guess, with the bombers is you can let them. You can go from cold to medium to warmer as it goes along.
Yeah, you know, and it really has evolved quite a bit. And you know, if you were to ask me which phase did I like it best, the honest answer would be, I don't know, because it showed me something different at every phase. So there are parts of it at the very coldest that I really like. There are parts of it at its warmest that I really like. So I really couldn't tell you which way I really would like it the best, because I've loved you know, tasting it evolve all through the process.
Now somebody just needs to figure out how to get all those tasting notes together at one temperature.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Need to be onto
all the
something.
notes are there. All the flavors were there at its coldest and the warmest, but they all come together in a different way at different
Right.
temperatures.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Which is
So,
which
okay,
is
so as we finish this session, any parting notes, any parting shots, any last words, anything you want to say?
thanks to the one guy that is sticking with us throughout the night.
We love you, you beautiful bastard.
we love we love you. No, not
Love
really.
you, man.
Drink local and drink
Drink
good
local.
beer.
You know, for Todd, drink local. He's got a lot of great breweries. You know, right around his particular area. For me, I've got three that are actually local, but I've got several that I consider local because they are, you know, they're breweries that are near to me for one reason or another. I consider St. Louis breweries local to me because we had to spend so much time in the St. Louis area. I
Right.
consider our Northwest Arkansas breweries local because you know that's still part of the Ozarks. So local is what you consider it, but if you want to buy a beer that's owned by the man and you feel good about that, by golly, go ahead and do it. But for me, I'd rather support something as local as possible. I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer, and we'll talk to you later.